Hi. This is me. It's all a path. And we take it by choice. But at the same time, we have to question what choices can't we take on our own. Because there are some choices in life that are difficult to take. Some choices so difficult to take that we have to plan them outside of ourselves with other people. Do you know how fucked up that shit is? You know? When coincidences happen in life, when mysteries arise, pointing you in directions again and again. Why? How could it be anything but you, right? Only, I don't know who, but someone might think it was someone else. Think it would be this devil or God. But I think it's myself, you know? So these things are often quite personal. And sometimes these things aren't even for us, you know. Sometimes we make deals. We make deals and sacrifice something dear to us to complete a story, you know, for someone else. But it's still us who make the decision, you know. For instance, how many people have committed crimes of murder just so there can be a hero, just so there can be a detective, just so there can be someone to arrest him. Do you understand? How many women lost to prostitution and human trafficking have died at the hands of an evil man? And in that scenario, what takes place, you know? Her beauty is reinforced, you know? her holiness, you know, her everything that is good is crystallized, you know. And even though it's a moment of great pain and great suffering, the release is spectacular. And I'm sure the moment after death is, you know, something different, something more meaningful than a continuation of what was. And that's kind of the idea, that we always make these choices in our lives for a reason, better than the other ones that were not made. Whatever choice was made, it's the choice we decided upon. And in reality, it's just like our own choice every day, every time. And the more that you deny yourself your own will, the smaller you will become. The more you deny yourself life and your own desires, the more empty you become, I guess. And I'm not trying to tell you to just do whatever. Like, I don't know what your desires are. Every human being is different. You know, like, I don't know. I don't know if your desires are just like some shit, like having sex with a lot of women. If that's your fucking desire, then that's your desire. Then sorry, but as soon as you decide that, then you're kind of cursed. Then you have entered a self-fulfilling prophecy, and you have to break that with a great will, you know. You'll have to defeat your own temptation that you created inside yourself. That's rough, you know. It's not easy, and that's why I'm saying, like, everyone's different. And the longer that we abstain from our destiny, you know, it's a mix. It's a mix for sure, but as long as we can be happy and content. The worst thing you can do is not pick anything, become a murderer, a cold-hearted killer. That's no good. Though you might serve some good for some humans, even by killing them, it would still be quite dark and taxing, you know. So for me, all I know is that I'm not a killer. I have a few times thought of the act of murder, and whenever I do think of the act of murder and get into a headspace where that seems logical, where that seems like a solution to problems, then I usually get dreams that shake me out of that, you know, thought process. The dreams are usually just my own being experiencing itself, showing me like what I'm signing up for, you know. And what I would be signing up for when it comes to murder, I would be signing up for a great sin inside myself. I would feel so bad and so shameful that I would not be able to live with myself until the truth would come out, you know. But at the same time, once you've done the deed becomes easier. So by killing one, you know, to solve my problem, as soon as someone finds out what I've done, killing them would seem like an obvious choice, right? And killing the next person who finds out, and the next and the next, it all seems like the obvious choice, right? And that's the scary part. You know, you can't hide anything if you want a certain thing in your life, you know, which is truth. You know, in this system today, there is no murder that you can commit without paying for it, you know. I mean, even in a system, at any time, like killing another human being will always have results. Always have a backlash towards yourself, the people around you. That's just how it is. And it's not really worth it, you know. It's just not. It's simply not worth it. And I always come to that conclusion after my dreams, you know. Now that we're on the topic of dreams, let me get on the topic of other dreams. So I already talked about dreams where I do the deed. But have I talked about dreams where I get the deed done to myself? Which also, I have had many of those. I've had many dreams where I get killed, where I get murdered, you know, and tortured and stuff like that. And usually I get those dreams, well, I used to get those dreams when my life wasn't so sure. When I hadn't quite decided on where I wanted to end up, you know. And that's what dreams are, you know. They are like, dreams are for troubled people, in my opinion. Sleep is healing the body, and dreams are healing the mind. So it's an interesting subject. But yeah, you should definitely be aware of every dream that you have. And you should then also be aware of when you don't dream. When you don't dream, but you're getting reoccurring messages in your waking life. Messages that might be steering you in certain directions, that might confuse you. You know, because there are many different reasons that could be happening. Reasons that you might not be ready to process. And all of that points to a real awakening, you know. Like you're gonna have a real awakening soon, if that's happening in your life. And you might want to take some charge. You might want to decide on some things alone. You might want to consider just enjoying life and being free to experience. And I hope that when you're met with the choice of committing evil deeds or the choice to commit good deeds and bless people, that you choose to be a blessing instead of a curse, you know, it will lead us one step closer to unity. Instead of murdering that prostitute, how about you just murder the pimp, you know? I guess same shit, you know, same shit. Murdering a pimp wouldn't really help the woman. That would just create an opening for another pimp, you know? That's why murder is so pointless. It's so fucking pointless. And what are we really killing, you know? When you kill a human, like it's like what there's no change that takes place, except maybe inside of you, you know. I don't know, it's difficult. The bigger picture of things, killing one person or killing a thousand or a million, you know, it's more of a like just opening up space. But opening up space won't change what people do with that space. Do you understand? So you might kill a whole race of people, but as long as you just kill people, that's all you do, then I'm pretty sure they're just gonna be back. And I don't know how long, but they're gonna be back and they're gonna be doing the same thing. And they're gonna keep on doing that until we find a real solution, you know. Until we can solve our differences and talk things through and stuff like that. And show each other love and compassion, you know. It's really important. So instead of murdering the prostitute and instead of murdering the pimp, you should, I don't know, marry a loving wife. Something like that. Marry a loving wife. And remember that those 2% of people who die and suffer because there were not others to take care of them. These are the people who could have been of a lot of use if you would have helped them grow up and get control of their own lives and live longer. You know, every single pair of hands is a helping hand, and you shouldn't want anyone dead.